Okay, let's try that again with the microphone enabled. Welcome to the stream, everyone. I apologise for the delay. We have had nothing but technical problems this morning. I did a restart overnight of the PC, not for a Windows restart, but just a normal restart, just to clear the caches and stuff like that. And my Streamlabs wouldn't work, my steering wheel wasn't working, my Logitech side panel wasn't working. Farming Simulator was throwing errors everywhere. Oh, I don't know what it was. So anyway, but we're here and running now. I think you should be able to hear me now, Farmer Client. Again, yeah, I can't hear you. No, unless you're in Discord, I can't hear you. Yeah, my Stream Deck wasn't working. Everything. So yeah, it's been a terrible morning. Anyway. So, welcome to the stream. We are going to be playing on a new map. I just thought we'd do something a little bit different today. A new map, some different equipment. I don't know if anyone will be able to guess the type of equipment we're going to be using, but we'll see that in a second. There's a little bit of stuff that our friend Farmer Klein likes to use. I've used this. Going to use that for the first time in this, or ever actually. It's the first time ever I've used this particular four-wheeled piece of equipment that Farmer Klein uses, and we're going to get into it. We are playing like I said, a different map. We are playing it non-season, so we're just going to get into it, muck about with some grass work and all that sort of stuff. We are going to be running a grass farm. We're going to be running a sheep farm, and that's the plan. So let's get straight into it. So I've got to remember where I am, so I'm not going to give away anything too early. Oh, sorry, I'm up at the main farm. Okay. So let's have a look and see what we're going to do. All right, well, we've got a John Deere trailer there. That's from the Eustace Pharmer pack. Someone must have left it here, because surely we wouldn't have bought that. Let's slow that down a bit. We've got a cultivator over here. Nothing else over here. That's okay. All right. All right, let me get to the chat because I've been a little bit busy. So, Rebel County, hello, welcome. Huntmaster, g'day, my friend. How are you? Good to see you. Rubber Burner Gaming is here. My goodness, Rubber Burner, my nemesis. I haven't seen you in so long. Welcome, my friend. Welcome, my friend. And guys, feel free to drop into the Discord voice channel as well if you wish. You're more than welcome. David Bull, welcome, mate. How are you going? You're not doing any farm work this morning? Not driving any hay bales anywhere? And Perrin, good morning to you, my good friend. So we'll get started, shall we? Let's go have a look. So over here, this is our main little farm, and I'm guessing that probably Farmer Klein will be the first one to pick the map. But we'll have a look. Oh, we've got a Duckzorley utility down there, which was kindly provided to us by Farmer Klein using the fifth wheel attachment from Black Sheep Modding, which we've just released our review on just the other day. There we go, it's all sitting there. We've got an overloader there. Oh, what's this over here? Let's have a look. Oh, it's a John Deere telehandler. Oh dear, we've got a bit of an infestation, I think. Alright, what else we got? Head on up over here. Here we go. So we have a John Deere Gator. Now this is what I was talking about. I've never ever used a Gator in any of my videos. I've never used any in even single player game. I've never actually used it other than setting up this game now. Yeah, so we're going to give that a go. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump in here and we're going to go for a bit of a drive. Mainly because we need to find where the rest of our equipment is. Alright, so has anyone picked the map yet? Before we go any further, we'll just see if anyone's picked the map. Any guesses? Guesses? No? Alright. No one's guessed. Alright, that's all good. We'll just continue on. Oh, you're not farming it, David, but you got some more canola to bale? Okay. Alright. So I'm hoping now, for those of you that Rebel, I haven't dismissed your question, I'll get to that in a second. For those of you that may or may not be aware, certain versions of Farming Simulator 19 that you order will come with a Gator, or it'll come with what is it, a Mahindra or something. And I hope that the in-game Giants Gator is a little bit better quality than this one, but I mean this one's okay. It does the job. Alright, so we're just travelling up here. Not too much to see because of all these big hedges. No one's picked the map yet. I don't reckon anyone will pick the map at all until I bring the map up, to be honest. Well, I think if my friend Virtual Farmer was here, he'd pick up on it pretty quick too. Lovely looking little bit of a lane up here, little road. So anyway, how is everyone this morning as well? I've been remiss in not asking. Hope you are all doing well. We are in our Sunday morning, so our weekend is all but gone. Just the last day to go. So yeah, not too much planned. I'm considering I may be going to a funeral later on this afternoon. But we'll sort of see how that pans out, whether I feel up to it. I'm still not 100% from being crook, and I don't want to push the friendship too much, so we'll just see how we go. Rebel County, you're very, very close. Gwenddyr is the map, the Welsh map. You're quite right. So let's bring that up. There it is. So that is the map we are on. So we are currently heading down to what I refer to as the main farm. The farm where we started off is relatively small, hasn't got quite so much storage room, and that's where the pigs are. The sheep is in the northern area near the shop, and it's well away. There's not really much in the way of storage out there, so this is really our main sort of farm. Oh, something off there in the shed, can't see that. I think it was a bit camouflaged. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to come through here. I'm just going to park this over in here for now. Now, everyone has always derided me for my "you want a Gator without the floating hat." Yeah, that'd be a good idea. The floating hat. Where was the floating? There it is. There it is. Alright, well, I better turn it off. Don't want to run the engines too much into John Deere because they'll break. All right, so that's it. So here we are now. We're this is our cow area. Don't worry, we're not going to do cow. Well, actually, probably will at some point. We'll probably do cows on this map, since we're not playing seasons. We'll get to it at some point. Head over here and see what equipment we've got. We've got our stock standard Hirsch fertilizer spreader. We've got, oh, there's a green thing. So a 6 Series John Deere. Hey Nathan, how are you, buddy? Nathan, the elite photographer and map maker extraordinaire. We have an 8R series. There's an old clapped out tractor in there. Old lizard. I'm going to head over through here through the shed. What are we going to have through here? Nothing there. Oh, what's that? And there we go. So here we have it. I've finally succumbed. No, I'm not saying I'm liking them, but I thought I would do a video utilising pretty much all the John Deere stuff that I've got. Okay. Now, in saying that, I haven't got a lot of John Deere stuff, but we are going to use this. Now, let me say, this model here, the 8R series John Deere, now this is done by the guys at Custom Modding. This is my favourite John Deere, if I was to say I've got a favourite. It's got numerous options available to it. I actually am doing a mod review on this one, strangely enough. But I do love this one. This one is definitely my favourite, especially with the nice big Goodyear tyres on it, which is on there right now. And yeah, I do like this particular model. There's a US version and there's also the Brazilian version. But I do like that. So yeah, duck's gone a bit bonkers. We've got an infestation. We haven't been able to get rid of it, so we've just decided to live with it. So we're going to use some John Deere. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that like the John Deere. Now, I've always said I wasn't a fan of JD, and I'm still not a fan of JD. I will admit that I've got a bit more of an appreciation of quality is not probably quite the right word, but certainly after going to AgQuip, the Australia's biggest agricultural exhibition. Excuse me for a second. Oh, I didn't want you to hear that sneeze. Yeah, after going to AgQuip and having a look at all the John Deere equipment that was there, and having a look over the combine and stuff. Oh, pardon me again. Sorry to those that are in Discord, because you would have heard that. Sorry, I've got Discords running too. Yeah, I've sort of come to appreciate the look and feel of them a bit more. But yeah, I'm still not a fanboy, but I'm probably not going to resist using them quite so much. Indeed, Farmer Klein, it has its place. So that's the plan. So I thought just for something a bit different, and we like to change things up every now and again, just so it doesn't get really boring. So the plan is we're going to use some John Deere equipment. So wherever possible, we're going to be getting John Deere. So over here we've got a John Deere windrower. So we're going to be using that for our grass work. We have a Browen trailer. Now this was brought to us as well by the guys at Custom Modding. And it's a great mod, and Farmer Klein just sent me a message with a hatless gator, so I'll use that in the next live stream. Thanks, mate. And we've got our horse seeder and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, this trailer here is from the Custom Modding guys. They're bringing out some wonderful stuff. The overloader that I normally use now too is also from Custom Modding, and I also use one of their new combines. And they've got a new John Deere combine coming out too. So you'll be seeing a bit more of their stuff on my channel very, very soon. All right. So what are we going to do? Well, I think the first thing we're going to do is go get some grass work done. It wouldn't be a video or a series of mine without doing some grass work. So I've got my... Now, where did I put him? No, I put him back over here. My apologies. It wouldn't be an episode here without me doing some grass work. Now, I obviously haven't got a Big M. John Deere don't make an equivalent of a Big M. But they do have these mowers. So we're gonna crack these out with the big 8R and see how we go. All right. So how many of you are surprised that I'm using John Deere? Oh, I bet there's probably a few. Oh, that was a 4D modding. Sorry, yes, you're quite right, Nathan. Thank you for correcting me. I was trying to remember who it was. I was pretty sure it was custom modding. But no, you're right. It was 4D modding. And again, I'm going to do a review on that because there's 2 versions of that trailer. And they are a cracking looking trailer. So thank you for correcting me, mate. We're not always right, just most of the time. Alright, so we'll just open up the gate. And we'll get in here and we'll do a bit of mowing. Now, let's refer back to Rebel County. He asked, do you think Farming Simulator 19 will require much more computing power? Yes, I think it will require more computing power, but I don't think it'll be a huge amount. While the textures and everything are being updated, I don't really think that it's going to be too much more stressful than what it currently is. The specs are currently available. I don't have them at hand at the moment, but from what I recall, they're not all that onerous. So I would expect that virtually, if your computer can currently play, Farming Simulator 17 quite well, above 30 frames per second, then you'll be quite comfortably able to play. That's sitting awfully high, isn't it? Why is that not lowered? It's doing a bit of a weird thing. See, this is why we don't use John Deere equipment, because it doesn't work. They are some big tyres, rubber burner. They really are. That's just not lowering. Okay. That's problematic. For some reason. Right. Let's go and see if we can... we'll have to use a different tractor. So let's just pull him out of the way here. We're going to ruin this grass. Because that's not lowering down. I might have to swap out that straight away. See, this is where it would have been nice to have some time to test the equipment before I used it. Alright, bring him over. So David says on his farm, he has 3 John Deeres, 2 Case, 1 John Deere combine, and 1 Case combine. Cool. Did you end up getting the Big M? Because you did say you were looking at the Big M. A used one, wasn't it? I mean, because of course, you know, if you buy a Big M, I'll make a special trip down to see you and help you mow. All right. So there's obviously something wrong with that 8R in dropping the mowers down. So while it may be my favourite looking John Deere, it may well not be my best one to use. All right. Yeah, so Rebel County, I hope that answered your question. I think you'll be fine. But I mean, obviously time will tell. But go and have a look. There's plenty of people that have put out the specs for that. And I haven't got a front end on this one, have I? Oh, dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right, this is just turning out to be a pain in the bum. Let's go see if I've got one with got a front end attachment. And we'll lower it. Right, that's an 8R. That's an 8R. Right, we'll try this guy. Oh, there you go. Farmer Klein's put up the specs for you right now. Thank you, Klein. While we buggerise around and try and get it. Let go. Silly tractor. Alright. So, I'll get to that in a second. I'll read those specs out for you. Once I get myself in here and make a mess of this field. All this grass we're wasting. Okay, now we're there. Now, that's better. Alright, off we go. Hopefully we can mow now. Oh, there we go. Yay! It's only taken us half an hour. Okay. Okay, so Farmer Klein says FS17 main spec, 64-bit Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, Intel Core i3 or better, or an AMD FX 4100 or better. GeForce GTX 650 or AMD Radeon HD 7770 graphics card or better, with a minimum of 2 gig of VRAM. Has to be DX11 compatible, 4 gig of DDR RAM, 20 gig of hard drive space, and sound card, DVD-ROM, all that sort of stuff. I need DVD-ROM obviously if you're buying the disc version. So yeah, so that's the specs. So yeah. Alright, so away we go. We're actually getting some grass mowed finally. Klein also says I might need to set you a working 8R also. Yeah, that'd be okay, as long as it's got those Goodyear tyres on it. I mean, that's the only reason I like that 8R, is I just like those big fat Goodyear tyres, but also like those, the narrow Firestones that are on it too. So the one where I've got the dual rears on it, they're the Firestones, and that looks quite good too. But I'll have a look. You send it to me and I'll have a look. I can't promise I'm going to use too much of it. This may well be the only series where we see a lot of JD work. And it's not going to be a regular series by any means, really. There's something a bit different. Reason being for that too is I didn't know if my good friend DJ or Aussie Medic or anyone else was available to come on the multiplayer server, because I was going to do a multiplayer live stream. And we've canned our Lone Oak one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it won't either, because the tyres are specific to I'm pretty sure it was custom modding that provided this one. But yeah, anyway. I just need to find someone that's actually good enough to actually fix that rear hitch basically on the 8R. Yeah, what was I saying? Can't remember now. Can't have been too important. Alright, I will plug right now. Don't forget to remember that we have a competition running as well. The details of which are on my Discord channel. And I will hopefully sometime this week get around to actually putting a video out on it and announcing it properly. But the competition is for one copy of Farming Simulator 19. Now I have 3 copies in all to give away prior to its release. And to win this particular copy of Farming Simulator 19, what you need to do is provide me with a modded piece of equipment. Now it could be a static piece of equipment like a placeable, or it could be a tractor or a combine or whatever. But it needs to be modified to fit within the DoughBoy gaming theme / mantra. So it has to be, I mean, look, I'm doing it for probably selfish reasons in a way, in the fact of trying to get a mod that's been personalised. But it's just to see what you guys come up with. Now, I know Farmer Klein has intimated a couple of times that everyone should be providing John Deere's and all that sort of stuff. That's probably not a good idea. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win the competition, but feel free to do so. I mean, it's not a problem. I mean, you won't be disqualified, possibly. The only proviso on it is it needs to be in good taste and discretion is needed. Offensive stuff or anything like that, or anything borderline, will not be accepted. I'll just immediately just junk it and won't even recognise it. But anyway, so you've got till the end of next month. So you don't necessarily have to go over the top and design a whole new mod and go to Blender or whatever else, or Maya, and build something up entirely new. You can just take an existing mod and make some changes to it. If you wish to have a copy of my logo to put on, then you can ask me for that, and I'll certainly provide that. And I will have a VIP helping to judge the competition, so it won't just be my opinion. However, if that particular VIP makes a silly decision, I might override it. But that's the competition. So, if any of you want to go out there and basically provide something that I can use, and that we will publicise on the channel as to who's provided it for us, then please feel free to go ahead and do it. One of the conditions, obviously, is that once you make it, then you transfer any IP, all that sort of stuff, over to me to use freely. Not that I want to own it, but just that I can use it without any issues. And also, if there's anything less than 5 entries to the competition, then the competition will be void, and we'll come up with another way to give away that copy of Farming Simulator 19. Alright, so that's it. Kent Daniel, g'day mate, how are you? Yes, you can ask what the name of the map is, and my good friend David has already passed that along. It's Gwenddyr. So we are in Wales. It's a lovely map. I've gone to play it a few times and sort of started setting up and then not got back to it and all that sort of stuff, and I thought just for something a bit different today we'd come on something new and just have a bit of a look-see around and see what we can do. So we're going to be busy cutting some grass initially here. I don't think any of our other crops are ready to harvest yet. We'll have a look at that in a second once we finish this field, and we'll do that. But yes, we are using a Welsh map full of American John Deere equipment, or American and European John Deere equipment. Again, we're on a whole plethora of drugs at the moment to deal with the fact we're using so much John Deere equipment. And I'll probably have to go into rehab next week, but it's okay. We'll take the hit for the channel and for the cause. That's the sort of guy I am. So when you don't hear from me for the next 6 weeks, I'm in a relapse. All right. So we're almost finished here. Silage or hay? Probably hay initially, because the plan is we're going to run a Welsh sheep farm primarily. We will probably get into some cows later on if we continue on with this series. Depends on how this series is received. Yeah, we'll just sort of play it by ear as we go along. There's no real rush. We're not playing seasons. John Deere predominantly, not John Deere only, but John Deere predominantly. Because none of my other series, apart from the Lone Oak ones where I started bringing a bit of John Deere in, really use much John Deere, and I explained that earlier in the stream. So yeah, just to do something a bit different, we're going to use where we can predominantly John Deere equipment. All right, so that's that field done. So we've got this other field in here we can do as well. Excuse me for 2 secs. Oh dear, my apologies. That was a real bad setting. And again, if anyone's in Discord, I feel really sorry for you and I apologise. Alright, let's fold this up. And what we'll do is oh no. No, no, no. Someone left the door open, Si's come in. Ah, one of our Patreons, which I should mention because I never mentioned that, Welcome, Si. Good to have you here, I think. Alright, we might just get prepared to do this field in here. We won't necessarily do it straight away, but we'll just get it ready to go just in case. I'll park him there. Alright. So, what we'll probably use... I don't have a 9R. No. The 9R I do have is a very poor texture. It looks rubbish, actually. It's like some of these other ones that aren't quite so good. Yeah, gee, warm welcome. I'm sorry, Si. I know. I should probably be a little bit nicer to you because you are indeed one of my longer time supporters and a supporter via Patreon. But, I mean, you continue to call me Deere Zorley, so I mean, what do you think's going to happen? I mean, realistically. I mean, you're just asking to be shot. Literally and figuratively. Yes, no, so I don't have a 9R. So, Klein, if you've got a 9R or you can point me to one that's decent, I might have a look at it. Are you trying to pull the mickey out of me again, David Bull, with nice driving? Alright, we are trying to have a no crash episode, even though we've already sort of alluded to the fact there'll probably be new crashes. Excuse me for a second. Alright, we're back. Okay. So, again, I've lost track of what I was doing. Yeah, we are trying to drive at least without too many crashes. But who's to say? We all know the reality of it is I end up doing something stupid and crash and do something. Yeah. That's enough out of you, Si. I've just said that. All right. We're probably going to end up crashing. You missed the big crash earlier where I had everything in follow me. And I turned to... No, I don't want a helicopter. Jeez, Klein. Now you're pushing it far too far. Alright. So I'll just do a bit of in-cab driving. Oh, I know you didn't start it, Si. That's not a problem. I didn't accuse you of being the instigator, but you are continuing that saga. So you're just guilty by association. So you shall fall by the same sword. David, that's not very nice of you. I'm not going to crash. I'm going to make sure now that I do not crash. So what we're going to do for the rest of this episode, because of Mr. David Bull and his total faith in my driving ability, we are, pardon me, we are going to drive at 5 kilometres an hour and make sure that we don't crash. So it's going to be a very long and boring episode. All thanks to David Bull. So I'll provide anyone that wishes it his email address and contact details so you can send some abuse his way. No, I'm only joking. All right. Actually, I did find a John Deere semi-trailer the other day, purely by passing. It was it was a weird-looking thing. It was sort of like a cross between a Wilson trailer and some other homogenised thing, but it had John Deere plaster all over it. I don't think it was actually a trailer that's been made by John Deere, but anyway. So speaking of trailers, I've taken a bit of the challenge. After seeing that new video from Giants, and I'm assuming everyone's seen that, the one on harvesting, I've been trying to track down the exact brand and manufacturer of that cotton module trailer. Now, if you're not aware of it, the cotton module trailer is basically a flatbed trailer that has a conveyor belt in it, and it runs a little tracked set of wheels at the back end of the trailer, so it can lower it and basically reverse up to the cotton modules, which is what they're called out of those case harvesters, by the way. It's not a bale there, it's called a cotton module. And I'm trying to track down the actual maker of that trailer. Now, the exact one that's in pardon me, in FS17's video, I have actually got a photo of it, but I can't detect the brand. Now, it has got a combination. It seems to be a bit of some Eaton equipment on there. I can't remember the name of the tracks that were on it. I have got it written down in my Discord channel. So yeah, it's quite interesting. There's a few different variants of it, but the particular exact one that Giants are using, I haven't been able to track down as yet. So it's given me a bit of a challenge. So we'll try and track it down before Giants tell us what actually it is, if they do tell us. So, but anyway, excuse me a second. I'm going to clear my throat again. Oh dear. So as much as I think I'm near 100%, I'm obviously not, because obviously this constant talking is not necessarily doing me the world of good. Anyway, we shall continue. Really, we're getting PC with cotton bales names now. Well, I like to be correct in what I'm talking about. I mean, I'm not perfect in relation to farming at all. I mean, I'm not a farmer, but certainly when we're talking about technology or methodology or whatever, I would like to at least be accurate in what I'm talking about. As much as I'm happy to talk about the round cotton bales, which comes out of the John Deere 8650, I think it is the cotton harvester that we're using in Farming Simulator 17, for instance, at the moment. And is also the one that is very popular here in Australia, along with the case version. I just like to make sure we're talking about the right thing. And I mean, people have mentioned before about they're not sure whether it's a bale or not coming out of the case. Out of the, what is it, the 875, I think it was. Yeah, I mean, if it's not called a bale, then why should we call it a bale? Let's try and be a little bit accurate. I mean, that's my opinion anyway. I mean, but my background obviously is I'm a technical person at heart. So technicalities of things, I probably sort of tend to like a bit more than the average anyway, I suppose. But each their own. But it's just thought it's nice to have some accurate information. Alright, so that field has now been done. So the other thing we need to do is we need to go up to the store and pick up a baler. We've got a couple of balers up there. Yeah, it's basically the same as the one that's in Farming Simulator 19, Klein. That's right there. It's a cotton module they produce out of the back of the baler, and there is also a cotton module unit which you can use, and I know they use that a lot in Australia as well, which basically is hauled in on the back of a flatbed. It's dropped off into the middle of the field or on the side of the field, and they use a cotton harvester, much the same as a combine harvester. They collect the cotton, they then go over to the cotton module, they unload into that, and that actually is used to compress the cotton into the modules, and then it ejects it out the back end, and then a truck comes along, picks them up and takes them away. So yeah, I've actually started learning a fair bit about the cotton process, particularly here in Australia, just out of interest, just to sort of see what goes. But yeah, it's quite interesting. Oh, pardon me. Alright, so what we'll do, we'll head back over to the store now and we're going to grab one of our balers. So the choice is yours. Are we going to use the round baler or the square baler? So you've got the next, say, 30 seconds to let me know. Most popular answer wins, and that's the one we'll bring back and use on that field. Yeah, no, you're quite right, Klein. That's it. I mean, I'll actually look. Will look and see exactly the direct reason why they call it a module as opposed to a bale. I think it may also be purely from size of it, because I mean it is huge when they're putting those bloody things out. They're extremely large. So we've got one vote for square, which is good because I don't really want to chase bales everywhere. 15 seconds to go. 2 for square. I think it might be square. No more last minute votes. That'll do it. We got 3. We'll go square. Yeah, you watched the video on it, therefore you're an expert. I know the feeling. There's a lot of people around here that are like that, but I actually, funnily enough, and you're going to get a laugh out of this, I was actually reading, I was actually looking at cotton baling in relation to the round cotton bales, and I was reading there's legislation over here that basically explains to truckers how they can load their trucks and how they have to secure it and all that sort of stuff. I can't think of the term of it now, but anyway, there's a whole pile of regulations for that. And I happened to be reading one that was purely about how to secure cotton bales onto a flatbed trailer to be transported around Australia. And funnily enough, the document was written by John Deere. But it was very interesting to read how there is also, surprisingly enough, well, I certainly thought it was surprising. I don't know if David knows this, being the fact he actually transports cotton. That legally, well, not legally, but according to this regulation, you are only able to compress a cotton bale a certain amount. So you can only tension your cables or your tie-down straps to a certain point on the cotton bales. So I found that was quite interesting, and then that was the reason. Yeah, it is basically that size, but there's actually a term for it. They actually call it. I'll look it up and I'll put it in Discord. But anyway, it was really interesting, and then that was the reason why. What was it? Dunlevered Enterprise or something. The first person or the first company in Australia that created those special round bale cotton transport trailers, and it was very interesting to go into the depths of why and how they do it and all that sort of stuff, and the reasons for it. And these trailers, I don't know if you've seen them. I'll put a link up and explain a bit of it in Discord, just if those are interested. If you're not, just ignore it. And it actually explains how you load your cotton bales into this trailer on 2 levels, and then the top is lowered down, and it actually compresses the cotton bales to a certain level. This ensures that the cotton bales are compressed no further than the limitation they're supposed to have. It also ensures that they are secured well enough to comply with the material handling regulations and all that for them to be on the road and all that sort of stuff. It's actually really, really interesting stuff, and the more I sort of get interested into it and delve into it, the more I'm actually enjoying finding out about it. But it's effectively mindless, useless information for me because I'm never really going to use it. But very, very interesting indeed. So yeah, so I'll get some of the stuff out and I'll share it with everyone. Again, you may not be interested in it, but if you are, it's there, and I'll provide some links to read more about it and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, no, very interesting, and I sort of plan, hopefully next year, I'm going to see if I can find out when they're going to do the cotton harvest out Gwenddyr way, which is where we went for AgQuip, and I might see if I can get out there and watch some actual cotton harvesting and get all that done. As a matter of interest as well, because I'd be really interested to watch that and see how they deal with it all. So yeah. But anyway, we've digressed enough now. No, that's true, Rubber Burner. Knowledge is never useless, but some knowledge is useless in relation to how it's going to be used in further life. But yeah, it's just again, being a technical orientated person, being an engineer. It's those sort of processes and the decisions that are made to process that and drive that decision is always of interest to me. So yeah. I did read that as well, actually, David. Oh, pardon me, jeez. I need another drink, I think. Yeah, there are new laws on how to load bales, and there's a whole pile of new legislation coming for hazardous equipment and all that sort of stuff as well. Also, they've changed. I was reading they've changed in relation to flatbed trailers. They've changed the legislation in how you can actually tie it down. There's a new way of tying equipment down. Like you've got to have double overlay straps and stuff like that they were talking about. I'm not 100% sure what they were meaning, but I'll continue finding out and sort of see what they have to say about that. But yeah, very interesting. Alright, let's catch up with a bit of the chat. It's a bale. I'm totally triggered by that. Farmer Client says he likes this baler because it has really cool animations on it. I haven't really looked. Admittedly, again, this is the first time I've used this baler, so I'll have to have a look at that sometime. Well, let's have a look. Oh, okay, there you go. You can see all the bits going around in the middle of the baler. Yeah, not too bad. Alright, so we've almost finished baling this as well. Now, the other thing is too, I've just realised we don't have a flatbed trailer, so I'm going to have to go organise that because I don't pick up individual bales and load them on a trailer, which you all would know by now. So there's another thing I've got to go do. And we'll use our trusty Flegels because this map will not be conducive to the custom road train pack. As much as I would love to use it. Although then again it'd be a challenge. I might just bring it out just to sort of show you that you can actually get it around here. David says, I got some pics when I was hauling cotton bales. I can send them to you, Doug. That'd be lovely, mate. Always happy to see some pics of our subscribers that are out there doing the job that we're actually pretending to do the job here. So more than happy to have a look at those, mate. Okay. I'll eject those bales out the back end. Fold him up. There we go. Alright, we'll just take this down the end here and we'll just put it anywhere here because we're sort of not going to be doing too much with it. I'm a little bit flummoxed now about that 8R not having the rear hitch able to be lowered and used. I mean, that's I don't know if it's just with that mower or whether it's in general, but yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. All right, that's okay. It doesn't matter if they're last year's picks, David. They're still going to be good enough. All right, what we'll do is we'll head back to the shop and we'll grab a Flegel trailer. We'll finish that job off. We'll pick up all those hay bales. Sorry, grass bales. Now, obviously, because we don't have seasons running, we don't have to worry about the grass bales rotting or anything else like that. So what we'll do is we'll just stack them on the side of the field, and we'll leave them there until we need to use them. We haven't bought any sheep yet, so we're going to have to do that as well. In fact, let's do that right now. Oh, no, we won't. Settle. We'll just finish this task first, then we'll buy some sheep. Right, so that's what else is there? So, like I said before, we've got 3 copies of Farming Simulator 19 to give away prior to its release. They're all going to be Steam copies. The next competition I'm going to be starting up is basically a general competition. Basically, as you would see from many other companies that they use a particular bit of software to run their competitions, and that'll be basically sent out, and basically requires you to basically fill in your name and email address just to register. Don't worry, I'm not going to keep your name and email address. It's the last thing I really want to do. But you'll then have the opportunity to, it gives you the opportunity to go and click on links in the competition, so as you can, let me finish that. So you can get extra entries into the competition, basically. So, for instance, if you go and subscribe to my YouTube channel, you'll get an extra entry. If you go and like a particular video on my YouTube channel, you get an extra entry. If you follow me on Twitter, then you'll get an extra, all that sort of stuff. So it's all fairly basic. And yeah, it sort of does help getting numbers and sort of feeding stuff out and all that sort of stuff. But again, it's like a false economy in a way, because there's no guarantee that everyone will be remaining subscribers and that until after the competition and stuff. But it's just a way of actually sort of making it easy to run the competition more so than anything else. That you can enter. The software itself controls all the entries and who. So, for instance, if Farmer Klein gets seven entries, it controls the tally of all that. It then basically is a simple press of a key to find the randomised winner. So yeah, that's the plan for that. And the third copy of Farming Simulator 19, I haven't decided about how I might do that. I may well just make 2 copies open to that one competition. I don't know yet. We'll wait and see. Alright, so we're coming here through this top entry, seeing as the gate's already open. Alright, so, whoop, wrong key. So, we're going to make sure that we've got square bars on, which we do. Turn that on. And we're just going to drive around and collect our bales, because we do not do manual handling. Alright, now, so there will also be a stream at this stage tonight. What we're going to do, I don't know yet. It will most likely be 2 Point Hospital. So tonight, my time, which will be, I guess, for a lot of you, Sunday morning your time, except obviously for my my Aussie subscribers and friends. But yeah, haven't decided 100% what we're going to do yet. But I do want to share with you a bit of 2 Point Hospital gameplay. I am thoroughly enjoying that game. It's quite funny. So yeah, we'll see how we go. See how we go. What that Hunt said, you can hide in the grass much better with the new equipment, Duck. Well, that's probably true. It's probably true. I could probably lose a tractor a lot easier too, which wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. But anyway, look, I'm sorry. I mean, I have got a bit of grief, you know. Not serious grief, but I've had a few little comments about leaving the John Deeres alone and all that sort of stuff. And it's like, well, it's all in good fun. I mean, like I said, I don't hate John Deere. I don't like John Deere. I've never been a fanboy of John Deere. I am starting to probably appreciate it a little bit more. I mean, there's nothing particularly about them that I don't like. It's just they've not been something that I've been drawn to in any way, shape or form. So that's the only reason why we haven't sort of worried about them. And yeah, so, but I do have to use some of it. I have to be able to at least provide you with the ability to see them, and particularly coming in Farming Simulator 19, there's going to have to be stuff to review and all that sort of stuff, and if John Deere is going to be in the game, well, we have to look at that. So, but anyway, we'll do it for the cause. It's all right. Now, while we're talking about that, there's a lot of rubbish going on, and I mean, really, it is getting to the point of it being hostile rubbish. I've noticed in some areas, where everyone's up in arms about the fact that at the moment there's only going to be one John Deere harvester for Farming Simulator 19. First and foremost, I have one thing to say: get over yourselves, you prepubescent, self-entitled idiots. Oh yeah, by the way, warning, ranting coming. Sorry about that. You idiots just need to take a chill pill. At the moment, yes, they've said there's only one combine. Now, everyone's jumping on the fact that Listerton in the Farming Simulator Discord channel said there's only one combine. Well, that's true at the moment from what they said that they knew about. Doesn't mean to say there's only one combine coming out for Farming Simulator 19 from the crew at Giants. So, it's speculation. Just sit down, shut the hell up, wait and see what we get, and then deal with it once we get it. I mean, if you want to bitch about the horses, that's another matter altogether. Right? Now, I'm going to be the first person... Ah, shoot. I'm going to be the first person that bitches about the bloody horses. I mean, in fact, yeah, we are going to get a little bit of a rant now I think of it. And you'll see why in a minute. Oh, why isn't that working? There we go, finally. Alright, so... yeah, if you want to get on a bitch about it, bitch about the horses. I mean, why the hell have we got these stupid horses in the game that we go and ride? I mean, come on. I mean, that's stupid. Levelling up horses? I mean, which idiot in their right mind is really going to... Look, and no offence, if you're going to enjoy doing the horses and leveling them up, that's fine. That's yours. But, yeah, not for me. It's a stupid thing. It's a farming simulator game. And the problem I've got at the moment is it seems like Giants are losing their plot. And I mean, look, this is probably, if I ever had any chance of getting a preview copy of Farming Simulator 19, I'm probably going to do it now anyway. Not that that would have happened. But, you bloody idiots. I mean, I don't know where you've got your head stuck at the moment, but to produce a game that's supposed to be a farming simulator, and now all of a sudden you're creating it as a bloody horse leveling game, a horse riding simulator game. Yeah, okay, you might get the 12 and 13-year-old girls want to come and play your game because they're going to be riding a horse. But the vast majority of us aren't bloody interested in it. I mean, look at what you did with the pigs. The pigs were basically useless in Farming Simulator 17. So, how many of us have done pig work? Bugger all, really. Especially if you want to be profitable on your farm. And then we've now got forestry. Now, I have always said that forestry wasn't something I was really worried about. And I still stand by that. As you've seen, I don't do bugger all forestry. Now, there's a reason to that. I play Farming Simulator because I want to play Farming Simulator. I don't want to play a forestry simulator. Now, the latest lot of fact sheets, like, now, even though everything does look good, it's as, in fact, I was talking with Grizzly Bear Sims and Eustace Pharmer last night, and why all of a sudden have we got all this extra forestry equipment? Okay, I get it. Komatsu have probably paid Giants a nice little sum of money to have all their equipment in the game as a publicity thing. I understand that. It's a business thing. But if that's the case, piss off Ponzi. We don't need 16 different variants of bloody tree logging and tree carting and... But look, I know there are some people that like that. And there are some people that are probably going to get cranky with me for saying what I'm saying. I don't care. I mean, basically, that's what it comes down to. But... my channel, suck it up, princess. That's the way it is. But, I don't think the majority of us want all this extra forestry equipment, all this stupid bloody horse equipment, and levelling up. I mean, seriously, guys. What we want is we want a good farming game with some decent brands in it. And then we want the ability to be able to run those farms and do what we want with it. We want the ability to have things like seasons built into the game. We want to have good soil texture. We want to have good quality of gaming, good immersion. I mean, okay, you've fixed the weeds. Like, we've actually got a use now to use a weeder and a fertilizer and all that sort of stuff, or a herbicide and all that sort of stuff. But really, I think Giants, you're starting to lose the plot and you're delving away from the core of what your game should be. And look, guys, I apologise for the rant, and I may lose some of you, and some of you may get cranky or whatever else. You know what? 2 sheets to the wind, don't really care. But I'm quite adamant that I think Giants are a bunch of idiots in relation to Farming Simulator 19 so far, in relation to forestry and their horses. So, guys, if you're going to take any advice from me, pull your heads out of your proverbials and get rid of all this rubbish and get back to providing us with actual farming for Farming Simulator 19. For the love of all things farming, I mean, seriously. And the other thing is, another little bit of a rant, fix your bloody Mod Hub store. I've come to know a bit more of the detail after talking with a few of the modders in relation to how that actually works and all that sort of stuff. Fix your rating system, fix your payment system. If you're going to pay the modders, fix it so it's fair and equitable and so it actually works. I'm not going to get into the detail of it here at the moment, but you've got the problem you've got with the way you've currently got that store set up and the way the rating system works. People control a group of modders or a modder or whatever else and slam their mod down to the ground and they get next nothing for it. But then you've got some idiots who make a mod and they just cater to the fanboys, but when you actually look at the mod, it's actually shit. It doesn't work properly, whatever else. But then all of a sudden it's a 5-star or very close to 5-star rated mod and it gets the maximum amount of payment and all that sort of stuff. You really need to look at it. I know you've neglected it. I've spoken to many modders who are unhappy with it. And guys, the thing you have to face, and we all have to face here, Giants, if you are going to dismiss your modders, you are going to suffer. Your game only survives this long and this well because of your modding community. None of us would have played this game. I certainly would not have spent over 3,200 hours on this game if it wasn't for mods. So if it wasn't to have mods and you just had your DLCs you've brought out so far, for instance this year for Farming Simulator 17, I would have spent probably about 150 hours on this game. That's it. So pull your heads out, start thinking about what you're doing, do things the right way, look after your modders and your community, get the Farming Simulator gaming stuff right. Don't worry about going off and doing bloody forestry. I mean, Christ, the next thing you'll be doing is doing, I don't know, I don't know. Look, I don't know. But not impressed with the forestry, not impressed with the horses. So you really need to step it up, guys. I mean, again, look, I'm a small channel. I got 600 subs. No one's going to listen to me. That's fine. But I know I'm not the only person that thinks that way. So if you are going to continue that way, you guys are the ones that are going to lose out. Okay? Take a leaf out of pure farming. I mean, yeah, okay, the game's not great, but look at the diversity that they've got. I mean, they've got rice farming, they've got orchards, they've got all this sort of stuff. This is the sort of stuff you should have put in your bloody game to start with, Giants, for Farming Simulator 19. Start thinking ahead. Don't just think, oh, okay, we've got oats. Great, fantastic. What good's that for us? Nothing. We've got horses. Great. Until I get a dog food cannery and a glue factory, I ain't touching horses. So, yeah, that's it. Anyway, I'm going to end the rant now because it just gets me all cycled up. But I apologise for the rant, but at least you know where I stand with that. Look, I mean, Farming Simulator 19 looks as though it'll be good, but you know what? I don't know. Giants, you really need to start thinking about what you're doing. And there's so much more you can do with this game in relation to pure... Well, I won't use that term because it's promoting the other game, but in relation to just farming as in process, crops, all that sort of stuff, there is so much more you can be doing, and you need to really, again, pull your head out of the proverbial and look at that and provide it. But anyway, I've finished. That's it. Done for now. G'day, DB. How are you, mate? Came in halfway through the rant, obviously. This is Gwenddyr. This is the Welsh map. There we go. Wonderful little map. So we're having a bit of a tour around and playing around on it. So it's good fun. So I haven't looked at my numbers yet. I don't know if I gained subscribers or lost subscribers during the rant. But anyway, again, look, I apologise to those that don't necessarily like a rant. Yeah, I mean, look, like I said, I've only been in this game for this version. I haven't played 15. I haven't played 13. Yeah, it's just irking me just that little bit, as you can probably tell, with some of the stuff they're sort of seemingly bringing out for us. But I think they've sort of taken the focus a little bit off the farming, a little bit too much. But anyway, that's just my opinion. I mean, let me know what you think. I mean, you might not agree with me at all, and if you don't, that's all well and good. Please let me know. But then on the flip side, you might agree with me. So feel free, let me know. If there's anyone from Giants here that wants to let me know, feel free. I won't change what I'm saying. But yeah. Oh, Red Rebel, look, don't get me wrong, I understand that. I mean, my uncle runs a he runs a what do you call it? He runs a farm where he produces exclusively Arabian racing horses, and that's down in Tasmania. So I understand that, but I just don't think it really fits myself. This is me. I don't think it fits in this type of game. I mean, I understand there's that. I mean, look, if they want to put horses in, fine, put horses in. But I don't think we need to have all this rubbish about having to go and ride them and level them up to make more money and all that sort of stuff. I mean, the reality of it is, okay, yeah, in real life you do. You raise your horse. You ride it, you train it, all that sort of stuff. I mean, my relatives that are on that farm, they ride the horses, they teach them basic behavioural skills, all that sort of stuff, so they can be handled and all that. But you know what? I don't think we need that in Farming Simulator, not to that level. But like I said, I mean, hey, I said from the start, that's my opinion. I mean, you are more than welcome to have a different opinion, and I hope you do. But I know I'm certainly not the only one that thinks that. The more I've spoken with different people, and I guess that it sometimes just needs to be said as well. I mean, Giants may think they're doing the right thing and all that sort of stuff, but I mean, who knows? But anyway, I'm not going to continue too much more on it, but I do understand that there's lots of other I mean, look, I would love to see, and it's not just the fact that I like doing the mowing and the big M and all that sort of stuff. I mean, that's all an ongoing joke, but I would like to see grass farming. So basically, take the next step of having all this grass. You actually plant the grass and then you harvest the grass and sell off the grass, as in lawn. So yeah, but anyway, just give me 2 seconds. A couple of deleted messages there I want to have a look at. Guys, if have I got any mods in the channel? I don't know why. I don't know why all those messages are being deleted. So I was timed out. What's going on with Nightbot? I don't know what's going on there, actually. I might have to have a look at Nightbot. He's being a little bit... he's on a rant. He's backing me up with my rant. Because nothing that those guys said was bad. But anyway, sorry about that, Sai and DB. Obviously, Nightbot's got it in for you at the moment, and I can't do anything about that. So, anyway, that'll be the last rant for at least this week. We'll do another rant next week. Yeah, so anyway. Other than that, I'm looking forward to Farming Simulator 19. Probably the most important thing is the Big M. I haven't spoken about that too much yet, but the Big M is coming. Yeah, grass turf farming, parent. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, sorry. That's what I was talking about, wasn't it? The Big M. The Big M is here. It is definitely been confirmed for Farming Simulator 19, and that made Ducky a very happy Ducky. You would have seen the first thing that happened in my Discord channel was there was a few screenshots of the Big M with "It's coming, it's coming." So yeah, I'm quite excited that the Big M will be making an appearance. So Giants are making a version of the Big M, and I'll give due credit to GTX Andy. I don't know whether he knew previously, but I've been talking to him a few months back and saying, "Oh look, are you going to make a Big M for Farming Simulator 19?" And he was saying, "Oh look, you don't know. It's probably may well come with Giants, da da da," and it did. So so whether he had inside information or not, I don't know. But yeah, I'm quite happy that the Big M is coming. So that'll be good. Yeah, but I mean, in general, I think looking at the equipment list, I think we're going to have some decent equipment coming. And I'm looking forward to more of the fact sheets. It's just, yeah, I think them concentrating so much on forestry is not so much of a good idea. But anyway, all right. So let me catch up with a bit of the chat. Farmer Client says, "Oh, he's having asking what everyone's doing to anger Nightbot." Yeah, I think Nightbot's lost the plot a bit. I think he's I think my rant has basically just upset him a bit. He's not used to that. So what else we got? Sorry, we love you, Mr. Bot ranting at Ducks Rant. Yeah, I think that's exactly it, Jacer. And welcome to the stream, mate. Welcome. I think I've offended Nightbot myself, and he's taken it out on everyone else. But anyway. DB says, "Don't disagree with Duck and Nightbot stays happy." Yep, well that's it. I mean, I was telling Eustace just yesterday actually that I think I've still got Nightbot set to time out anyone that mentions Eustace in chat. So feel free to test that out if you like. You got a warning from Nightbot for nothing. Oh well, David, that's just because you're David. Sorry. Red Rebel said, "You mean Giants are putting the Big M back into the game?" Yes, Giants are putting the Big M back into the game. It's been confirmed. The Big M 450 actually is the model that they are putting in. So that is confirmed. We have seen it. There's no fact sheet on it as yet, but it's definitely coming. 2 months minus 2 days till FS19. Well, it's actually 2 months and 1 day for me, technically. But the problem is, it actually goes by your dates. So yeah, it ends up being we get the same. In fact, we actually get longer. We'll actually have 2 months, 3 days to wait, technically. But anyway, that's the way it is. Farmer Client's taking the gun out and shooting Nightbot. No worries. Alright, so there's another field mode and windrow. I was actually considering doing a straw one, but we won't. So what we'll do is we'll just continue on. We'll just yeah, it was at the game. It was in the Gamescom trailer. Klein, you're quite right. Alright, what we're going to do now is, I did sort of allude to it before, we're going to go and buy some sheep. So we need to get some sheep work going. He's going to visit the sheep here, or the sale yard, and we're going to spend basically all our money on sheep. Oh, what did DB get timed out for this time? Right, so yeah, he did the test. He mentioned Eustace, so it's still there. What Si said. Oh dear. No, I think I am going to have to sack Nightbot. It's nice having Nightbot here, just in case I don't have any moderators. But obviously, sometimes he he can get a little bit nasty. Although if he's kicking people or timing people out for mentioning Eustace, well, it's doing his job. So just don't tell Eustace that. All right. So I think what we'll start with. Here we go. We'll go to 500. So 500 sheep is what we're going to start with. And what I'll probably do is I'll probably put the water trough add-on into this map, but that'll be about it because I'm no good at doing the grazing mod. All right, so what we're going to do now is go and find... what are we going to do? What are we going to do? We're going to go and get our water trailer, actually. We've just got a small Joskin water trailer somewhere. I think it's over near the shop. And we're going to go get that so we can get the water to the sheep. And we'll get that going. That'll be the first thing we do. Alright. So, we've mentioned the competitions. We've had a bit of a rant. We've timed out people for mentioning Eustace. So it's been a good day. Been a good day. Red Rebel says it would be nice if they just kept adding the equipment list instead of taking out equipment and then putting it back in later. Well, I mean, yeah, that's right, Red. But part of that is also due to licensing, though. So the talk, and this isn't confirmed, but apparently there was a breakdown in negotiations with Giants and AGCO in relation to class. Now, I don't know how true that is, but obviously, as you know, AGCO are in Farming Simulator 19. And if you're not already aware, AGCO GmbH are the owners of the Fendt, Massey Ferguson, Class, Sunshine, and a whole pile of other brand names. And that's the reason why with the Ideal 9 Combine, and I flagged this very early, we had two different images very early on in Farming Simulator 19 publicity stuff. We had a Massey Ferguson Combine, and then we had a Fendt Combine. And I did flag very early, like, well, which one are we getting? Are we getting both or what? And as it turns out, we are getting both. What they've basically done is, because it's actually created by the same company and is available under either brand name, they are in the store. You'll have the option for the Combine, and this is available on the fact sheet. It tells you that you can, when you buy the Combine, you can choose whether you are having a Massey Ferguson or a Fendt Combine, and the same with the header. See you, David. Take care, mate. Thanks for catching in. Enjoy your canola baling, mate. I'm sure you're not going to enjoy it because it means you're going to be working. Yeah, so, I mean, that's what I'm led to believe is the reason why class isn't in the game. Now, there's obviously always going to be other things, like you'll have a brand that'll come in, and I would fully expect that John Deere would have put some stipulations on their brand coming in, and I think it's already been confirmed that one of them was the fact that the obviously colorization, all that sort of stuff had to be done, which is fine. They've brought that into the game anyway. But one of the other things was the fact that the tractors had to be brand new. They couldn't be worn, and they couldn't show wear and tear. They were happy with dirt, but they couldn't show any wear and tear and stuff. No, I mean, let's face it. I mean, John Deere break down a lot. So, I mean, if anything, Giant should have implemented a new subscriber. Chris Sanchez, thank you for subbing, mate. Welcome to the channel. Haven't seen one of them pop up in a stream for a while. And yeah, so there's always going to be those contractual type things, and when you've got competing brands. And I mean, let's face it, in this game, you've got all the competitors for each other's market share, and it's quite a big thing for them in relation to getting that out there. I mean, they're using it as a way of advertising their brands, and I don't know why I brought the water tanker down here, but anyway, we'll just leave it in here for a minute. But it's basically got to the point where for giants to bring brands into the game, they've got to go through and do full-on contract negotiations in relation to, well, it's got to have this, it's got to have that, you can have this, can't have that, all that sort of stuff. And then there's also going to be obviously the design requirement and approval. Like, so for instance, I would fully expect that everything that giants make in relation to a model for any of their equipment effectively would more than likely have to be presented to the manufacturer or the owner of that equipment for approval, to make sure that it represents correctly their gear. And I mean, that's fully understandable, and that's probably sort of what limits in a way them being able to add all this extra equipment. I mean, other things are like, so the other thing that's being speculated, and again I say it's speculation, in relation to John Deere, is that apparently people say and believe that John Deere is only given permission to use a certain amount of equipment. So there's no effective free-for-all for giants to pick and choose what equipment they want to put in the game. And I mean, that obviously is going to limit the amount of variation that we're going to have. And that may well be a reason why there is only one combine harvester for Farming Simulator 19. But on the flip side again, that a lot of people aren't talking about as well, that they may only be putting one combine harvester in for the release of Farming Simulator 19, and this is more likely what I expect. So they've said we're going to have the 2 tractors, so the 6 series and the 8 series, and we're going to have a combine harvester. But I would fully expect, I reckon the first, and the gator, yes, you're quite right, Klein. I wouldn't mind almost betting my farm, not that I have a farm to bet, but I wouldn't mind betting that the first DLC that'll drop for Farming Simulator 19 will be a John Deere DLC. Why do I say that? Well, John Deere is in the game. I mean, obviously it's a big brand for them to have in the game, but really the big push for them to have John Deere is consoles. I mean, that's where they really want to push this. And I reckon what they're going to do is they'll put the game out so everyone can actually start playing it, and then they'll spend all the time after the game gets released, apart from doing patch fixes and all that sort of stuff, they will push out the first DLC, and I will bet, in fact I'm almost willing to bet, it'd be hard to bet, but I'd be willing to put a copy of Farming Simulator 19 on the line and say that that John Deere will be the first DLC. Where's David Bull? See, look at that. Great driving. Not a crash in sight. Oh, where's David when I need him? My goodness. I was quite impressed with that. Don't know how I'm going to get back out, but anyway. Yes, where was I? Yeah, so that's what I reckon will happen. I reckon the first DLC is going to be a John Deere DLC. I can't see it being anything else but. And no, it's not because what Duck's all he wants. Oh my goodness. What's going on there? Why isn't that? Everything's just not playing the game properly today. Tell ya. There we go. Alright, now I've got to extricate myself from here. This will be more interesting. Yeah, you didn't say that didn't happen. Yeah, thanks very much. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your support. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit more tricky getting out of here. Alright, let's have a look and see what I'm going to do. I can't go up there. I'm going to have to go in the field and turn around. It's the only way I've got. Alright. So, because we can't crash. We can't crash. All right. Okay, so let's have a look. So I didn't say it didn't happen. How did bot not silence that comment? Yeah, I know, Jay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put I'm going to add a couple of extra little bad words on the bot list. Deere Zorley will be one of them, and that will deal with the heathens. I'm having a lot of trouble with this trailer today. But yeah. Maybe it's just the fact it's a John Deere. I can't reverse because it's a John Deere. Alright. Oh, I'm going to be close. I'm not going to run into it just to be sure. There we go, that'll work. Horses. So it is horses on that list. Yeah, well, see, that's what I said. I'm so shitey with horses being on the list that I've made it a catchword. I was sort of thinking that just before, but I hadn't confirmed. So yeah, so don't mention horses. If you mention horses in my chat with you will be timed out. Ah, that's funny. Oh dear. Yeah, we might be back where we started, but now we're out. Don't know what your problem is, Jacer. Hey, I got out of there. Didn't touch a thing. There you go. Normally I would have stoved the front end of the tractor in, and it's constructive criticism, DZ. Yeah, I'm sure it is, Si. I'm sure it is. All right. Well, we've had a bit of fun. We're an hour and 35 minutes now. We'll what we'll do is we'll come down here. We'll grab the other the smaller John Deere, the 6. I think it's a 6R, and we'll grab the forks and we'll go up and feed the sheep, and then we'll probably leave it about there, I think, for today. After that, I mean, I need to go get my eyes checked and all that. I'm seeing a bit too much green, and it's not the class green or the crone green that I like. So I have to go get the eyes checked out. Alright, so we'll just park him in here for now. Alright, now where'd I put him? Yes, I can confirm. Yeah, because you got timed out. Oh, that's funny. Oh dear. That is really funny. It amuses me greatly to know that I've done that. It's not that one. Where's my little 6R gone? Where'd I park it? Alright. Oh, what have I done with it? Here he is. That's why I couldn't find it. It's got the mowers on it still. Alright, so what we're going to do is find a place to put the mowers. Get it right down the back of the farm here. Yeah, so if I've offended anyone with my rant, aka Giants or anyone, I don't apologise. Well, yeah, I really think there's a lot of things that should be improved, but anyway. DB took one for the team. All right. So let's go grab our... Whoa! Where are we going? This way. We'll pick this up without caving it in. Alright. Off we go. So before we do sign off for anything, what's anyone else got any comments or in relation to Farming Simulator 19 that we've already discussed? The other thing is too, by the way, in case you aren't aware, I know because Eustace asked me the other day, or yesterday actually, for those that may not be aware, the Komatsu with the blue tracks on it, that does wear off. So when you buy it new. Oh, that's a good question, Farmer Klein. I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, those blue tracks do wear off. That's been confirmed by Giant, so it won't stay that horrible blue. It's just the way it comes from the manufacturer when they send it out. So yeah. So Klein just asked, why on earth is there a New Holland harvester? Well, I was going to use, and it's not necessarily going to be the one we stay with, but I was going to use. Okay, take a step back. Originally, when we started setting this up, and I don't know why I've come in here with pallet forks on. I need to get some bale forks, and I'll have to go get those. Originally, when we started setting this up, we weren't going to be using John Deere. So we sort of changed our mind with that, and we went to the John Deere. And so I was effectively going to use the Modern Classics pack. Oh, there we go. I've collected the fence post. Chris Sanchez, is this PS4? No, mate, this is PC. This is PC, hence why we're driving the John Deeres. Yeah, I was going to use the Modern Classics pack as the primary bits of equipment. But we decided to change it up to the John Deere. So what we did then is... I'm going to get that one. So what we did in the end was we started off with a New Holland harvester because I was originally going to use Eustace's John Deere combine harvester, but it was too big. It wouldn't fit through the gates and wouldn't fit through the roads and all that sort of stuff. So we decided to... or I decided, I keep saying we, decided to remove that and bring the New Holland in because the New Holland was a smaller combine. Now, since we've gone to the John Deeres, I now have to play around a bit, find one of the John Deere combines that actually will fit. So one of the smaller ones that will fit around around this map. And because I'm not the big JD fanboy, I haven't got a lot of JDs available to me. I've got the bigger JD combines, which I'm using on the Lone Oak Farm Go Big or Go Home. I need to find a smaller, good looking and well operating John Deere combine model. So that will be replaced in due time, Klein. That will be replaced. Alright, it's going to pick up some bales. Take them in, feed the... need a weight as well. We're in a bit of trouble weight-wise, as you can see. Get it low to the ground. Nice and slow, we should be okay. I could put in green mowing and just mow all the crops. I could. That's quite right. But no, it's okay. We'll stay with what we got, I think. Don't run through my tractor. See, that's the other thing too. I would like for Giants. I know it's a bit hard to try and make it so as the AI that runs these things are a little bit smarter. That'd be very nice, but I can't see it happening. Alright, so we won't be anywhere near what we need for the sheep. I know that for a fact. So we're going to need a hell of a lot more grass. So we're going to be very busy with feeding these guys. So I'm not going to keep you here all day feeding these guys. We'll do another couple of loads, but and I mean primarily that's just to sort of see if we do stack it, so you can have something more to laugh at, because it's been very bereft of crashes and collisions. But I might have to go and get a weight, actually. After this load, I'll go get a weight. A long weight or a short weight? Ha ha ha. That was one thing we used to do. For those of you that don't know, being ex-defence, I was in the Navy. And one of the things you used to always do to the young new sailors that came on board is a bit of a learning thing. It was a bit of a stirring thing, a bit of a hazing in a way. Is you'd say, "Oh, right, Seaman Bloggs, go down to the aft engine room and see the tiff and ask for a long wait." And obviously, because they don't know any better, they'd head on down and go ask for a long wait, and they'd be there for a couple of hours. And sometimes you'd get some that'd pick up on it and they'd sort of realise what's going on. They'd sheepishly come back, and at other times you would have some that would just stay there for a few hours. Wasn't very good for productivity, but it was always good for a laugh. But I mean, that's what happens. It was all fairly innocuous. Certainly was a lot worse than that earlier on, in my early days. But anyway. Alright, so we're going to have to find a weight. I think that one will go on the rear. We'll try it. Alright, get the weight, and then we'll go into another load or two of grass bales, and that'll be it. Alright, now hopefully we shan't be tipping over. Farmer Klein says, "Wait, Graze mod is standard in this map. Just added in the MDO folder and activate, although with 500 sheep it wouldn't put a scratch on the sheep." Oh, is it? Well, there you go. I didn't even know that. So the Graze mod is inherently part of the map. So I just got to add the Graze mod into the mod folder. Well, there you go. Didn't know that. Thanks, Klein. See, maybe I should actually go and read about the map and all that before I actually start it. Might be worthwhile. But yeah, no, certainly there won't be enough grass in that field to look after 500 sheep. And in fact, I mean, obviously you wouldn't fit 500 sheep in this field, but anyway. That's better. They've all moved out of the way this time, except for this little brown one. Alright. Well, I'm going to be here for a few hours doing grass bales and running sheep over. So I think what we'll do, and I've just shut the gate, that was lovely. I think what we'll do is we'll probably leave it about there. So thank you very much for everyone that came in and joined us. Thanks to Farmer Klein, Jacer, DB, David Bull, Cy. Who else has been in here? Who have I missed out? Can't remember. I'll have to scroll back up and have a look. Thanks to Chris Sanchez for the sub. Welcome, mate. I hope you continue to stay with us and enjoy our gameplay here on DoughBoy Gaming. I thank you all for continuing to enjoy, hopefully, this. I apologise again for my rant if you weren't. I read Rebel. Thank you too for coming in. But I mean, sometimes we're going to get on those little rants, and I don't know. I enjoy having a bit of a rant every now and again. But certainly, if you don't like the rant, let me know. I'm happy to take that as feedback. If you did enjoy the rant, and you want to hear more rants, then let me know. I might have to create a rant series. But anyway, that's all well and good. So anyway, I think that'll be all good. And what we'll do, we'll thank you, Jacer. I'm doing much better. I'm still not 100%, as you can probably tell, but certainly getting there. back to the point where we actually are upward and mobile. So thank you for that. And also, by the way, thank you to all those that did message me, both privately and also on, whether it be on Discord or whatever else. Please, I extend my thanks for the kind messages of support and get wells that were received. And also a special shout out, by the way, to Eustace, who put up that message for me saying that I was down and out. Mind you, I was a little bit worried about what he was going to put out, but that's all well and good. So thank you to Eustace as well. Before we sign off, don't forget to head on over to the SGS group as well, the Simulation Gaming Society. It's a madhouse there. It was created by myself, myself, Grizzly Bear Sims, and Eustace Pharmer, and we're all over there having a bit of fun, stirring each other up. So feel free to come over there. And also, just remember that, number one, you can also donate to the stream via the link down below, or you can also become a Patreon of the channel, which helps us basically keep the channel running. But more than that, it actually helps us give back to the community. So 90% of everything that we get given in relation to Patreon donations or donations via the Streamlabs link down below, we put back in the channel, and hence why we're able to give away copies of Farming Simulator 19 and all that sort of stuff coming up shortly. So anyway, thank you very much again for joining us. It's been a great morning. I thoroughly enjoy hanging out with you guys. To Farmer Klein, thank you so much for all your information and your help as always. I look forward to you letting me know more John Deere equipment. And everyone else, again, thank you very much. It's been a long-winded goodbye. So from me, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, no matter where you are in the world. Look after yourselves and your loved ones. And we will see you again very, very soon back here at DoughBoy Gaming. Catch you later. Bye.